Hello everyone, welcome back to another mind-blowing facts video. Do you know what the eyes and testicles of men have in common? How big was the largest storm in history? Or, what does it mean if your hair stands on end during a thunderstorm? Welcome to Mind-Blowing Facts, the Scary Hairdo. If your hair suddenly stands on end during a thunderstorm, don't just stand there filming or taking pictures. Follow the instructions at the end of this video immediately. In 2023, a video went viral on social media showing a group of tourists walking in a desert in the Xinjiang Uyghur Autonomous Region in northwestern China with their hair standing on end like hedgehogs. Some people found it funny, while physics teachers and those who knew what was happening were terrified. According to the tourists, their hair returned to normal after driving about 3 kilometers away from the area. The reason why those who knew were terrified is because the phenomenon of hair suddenly standing on end is a sign that a thunderstorm is forming and lightning is about to strike nearby. In other words, the people in the video could have been in grave danger without even knowing it. When water vapor and ice crystals in a storm cloud move chaotically up and down in the air, they collide with each other, causing negatively charged electrons to be knocked off some ice crystals and tiny water droplets and stick to others. Similarly, when wind blows near the ground, it lifts dust and dirt into the air, rubbing them together and also creating static electricity. This leads to a difference in electrical potential between different parts of the cloud and between the cloud and the ground. Opposite charges attract. The bottom of the cloud is negatively charged, while the ground is usually positively charged. When the electricity in the cloud becomes strong enough, it ionizes the air, breaking down air molecules into positively and negatively charged particles, creating a path for the discharge, and voila, you have lightning striking from the cloud to the ground. Back to last year's viral video, it was the positive charge near the ground that caused the girl's hair to stand on end, not ghosts. Specifically, when you are in an area of positive air, your hair also becomes positively charged. Hair strands with the same charge will repel each other, and because they are so light, they try to push each other away as far as possible, resulting in them all standing on end. This phenomenon may look fun, but it signals that lightning could strike at any moment, and any moment here means whenever the electricity in the cloud becomes strong enough to ionize the air and create a path down for the lightning. While the group of people in the video were lucky to escape unharmed, not everyone is so fortunate. As one might expect, netizens have been actively discussing the incident, with many suggesting that the best course of action in such a situation is to run away. However, the problem is, where can you run if you are in the middle of a desert, or on top of a hill, or worse, a mountain? In addition, experts say that if your hair is standing on end, it means that the ground is positively charged and you should not run. This is because running can cause your body to rub against your clothes, generating even more static electricity, making you an even more attractive target for lightning strikes. According to experts, the correct thing to do is to lower your body height as much as possible. If you are on top of a hill or mountain with no houses around and cannot descend quickly, find the lowest possible spot, crouch down, bring your feet together, and stay there. If you have a car, great. Get in the car and avoid touching any metal parts that are directly connected to the frame or body of the car to take advantage of the Faraday cage principle. When you are inside a car, train, or airplane, their metal frames and bodies act like a protective cage. When a charge or electromagnetic wave hits the surface of this cage, the electrons in the metal will quickly rearrange themselves to neutralize the charge or absorb the energy of the wave. It prevents the charge and electromagnetic wave from passing through the cage and shocking what is inside, which in this case is you. This is the Faraday cage principle. Back to the hair standing on end, while it is often a sign that lightning is about to strike and is about to strike near where you are standing, some experts argue that on deserts, wind and sand can create enough static electricity to make hair stand on end without necessarily having lightning about to strike or a thunderstorm. In any case, I hope this video has provided you with some useful information. The eyes are the windows to the soul. Although you might not believe it, the brain places a high value on these two windows, as evidenced by the fact that it has granted the eyes a special privilege called immune privilege. The body's immune system is like the army of a nation, working in a disciplined manner to protect us from infection and disease. When it detects viruses or pathogens, the immune system produces antibodies to attack and eliminate them. This defense mechanism is extremely specific, but the downside is that it causes inflammation, which makes you feel feverish and causes the infected area to swell. The problem is that if any of your organs are damaged and need a transplant, your ironclad immune system will treat any transplanted part as a foreign object and will do everything it can to expel and reject it. The eyes are one of the few organs that lie in the no-go zone, or more precisely, the immune system's exempt zone, meaning that normal inflammatory immune responses will not occur in the eyes. Like the brain, the eyes also contain many nerve cells that have little ability to regenerate. A swollen eye will cause blurred vision or even temporary blindness, and being blind in a time when our ancestors often had to chase or flee from something was tantamount to a death sentence. Similarly, increased temperature in the eye socket can kill optic nerve cells. In other words, a swollen and hot eye will become a blind eye. Thus, our eyes have been immunized from the immune system. Similarly, the brain, the two testes in boys, the placenta, and the fetus are also granted this exemption privilege. They all have in common that they are afraid of high temperatures and swelling. The question arises, if the eyes are outside the control of the immune system, how the hell are they protected from viruses, pathogens, and 9.1 Richter scale eye rubs? The body's solution is to equip the eyes with their own immune system, the ocular immune system. The ocular immune system consists of many components, including the lacrimal gland that secretes tears containing enzymes and proteins, the cornea, conjunctiva, sclera, and lymphoid tissues. Together, they protect our eyes from dust and germs while keeping them open, so you can still see where you're going. However, there is a downside to everything, and so does isolating the eyes from the body's powerful immune system. When faced with a strong pathogen, the ocular immune system is easily punctured. The irony is that, since the body's own immune system is not allowed to intervene, it has to stand by and watch the eyes be ravaged by the pathogen, the consequences of which can be retinal inflammation, uveitis causing blindness, or, in milder cases, macular degeneration causing vision loss. Super Typhoon. The largest tropical cyclone ever recorded in history occurred in 1979. It was Typhoon TIP. It had a diameter of about 2,220 kilometers. To give you an idea, TIP had an area half the size of the United States, and the Japan Meteorological Agency recorded wind speeds of up to 260 kilometers per hour sustained for 10 minutes, making TIP one of the strongest storms ever to occur on Earth. But TIP is only terrifying on our tiny planet. On the scale of the solar system, TIP is just a teenager. What you are looking at is Saturn's hexagonal storm. Scientists don't know exactly why this storm is shaped like a honeycomb or a spider's web. All they know is that each side of it is up to 14,500 kilometers long, which is longer by about 2,000 kilometers than the Earth's diameter. It is wide enough to completely enclose the entire surface of our planet and add a Russian territory, a Canadian territory, and an American territory. But hold your wows. The largest storm in the solar system is the Great Red Spot, Jupiter's 359-year-old storm. The red spot you see today is 1.3 times wider than Earth, just a miniature version of it. The time of maximum size of this storm was in the late 19th century, when the distance from one end to the other was up to 48,000 kilometers, enough to put almost 4 Earths in between. Its 432 kilometers per hour wind is enough to make TIP a gentle breeze, but still slower than the fastest supercar on Earth, the Koenigsegg Jesko Absolute, with a top speed of up to 531 kilometers per hour. Now you can wow. What facts impressed you the most? Please leave a comment below. As always, remember to like this video if it's interesting, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell to receive notifications first. And now, goodbye and see you again.